guys, and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to tell you guys why being a Virgo freaking drives me insane. So I think that being a Virgo is extremely hard. The reason for this is because we are so hyper observant that we actually notice everything around us, and we even notice the things that other people don't notice. So we constantly have to be pointing things out to people that they aren't even aware of. We also need to take responsibility for the things that people aren't aware of, because people lack the awareness themselves to take responsibility for it themselves. I feel like Virgos are the masters of the phrase "I told you so," and the reason for this is because we will see something happen before it's even happened, and then people will think we're critical. People will also think we're full of nonsense and we're highly strung. However, we're just incredibly observant and we're just noticing the things that they aren't. So let me give you guys a couple of examples of how frustrating it is to be a Virgo. These are things that have actually happened to me, and these are situations that have driven me insane. So I used to go to a lot of festivals, and usually I would be the one to drive me and my friends to the festival because I know I am the more responsible one. So usually my car has been serviced, my car has been checked out, I have enough fuel in my car, and I just know that me putting things into my own hands makes things run a lot easier. However, the only downside to this is that because I'm always the one driving and I'm always the one being responsible, it's kind of hard to relax because you have to be super aware the whole time about being responsible. So the one time I asked a friend if he could rather drive us up to a festival. Now, this specific friend of mine is a Sagittarius, so he's very, very friendly, he's very generous and optimistic, but he's not incredibly detail orientated. So I told him ahead of the time, please make sure that your car is in order to drive us all the way, because it is about a 300-kilometer drive. He assured me, no, it was all good, I have nothing to worry about. And for the first time, I do not need to be the one who's constantly responsible and aware. We got to his house, we got into his car, and as we drove, we noticed that his back wheel was going flat. So we stopped at the fuel station so that they could check it out, and it turns out that his back wheel has a puncture in it. So then I asked him, okay, great, what about your spare? Then he tells me he doesn't have a spare. So then I asked him, but dude, I asked you if everything on your car was sorted out so that we can take this 300-kilometer drive. And then he just looked at me with like a smile on his face. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? So then we had to go all the way back to his house. We had to transfer all the stuff from his car into my car, and I was the one who ended up driving us anyway. The reason why this was so frustrating to me is because I was always the one responsible. I was always the one making sure everything was fixed. Then when I tried to help him and make sure that he's being responsible as well, to make sure that we can make the journey and that we're all safe, he assured me that it was fine, and it wasn't fine. So at the end of the day, I had to end up driving myself. Another example is when me and my one friend went out the one time, and it was getting quite cold at night, so I told him to bring a jacket or a sweater or something along the lines. He assured me no, he's getting warm enough, so he does not need a sweater. However, I bought a sweater and a jacket along because it was freaking cold. So I'm there chilling in my sweater and my jacket, all warm and everything, and my friend comes up to me and he says to me, oh my goodness, it's so cold, I should have bought a jacket. And then I say to him, I freaking told you so. And then he asked me if I can give one of my jackets to him. So just to recap, I bought an extra jacket for myself because it was very, very cold. So I wanted to be warm enough. I did tell him to bring a jacket and he said no. So now we're in this cold place, and I have to now give him my additional jacket that I bought for myself to keep myself warm, just because he didn't listen to me when I told him to bring a jacket. I mean, come on! Another example of what constantly happens if you're a Virgo is you'll go to a friend's house, or you'll go to a party or some kind of get-together, and nothing will be sorted. So I've had it numerous times where I'll go to a friend's house because they're having some kind of get-together, and there's no snacks and there's no drinks. And then I'll ask them, where are the snacks and drinks? And they'll say to me, oh goodness, we forgot about it. Don't you quickly want to rush to the store and get it? So now, just because I was the first one to think of it, I have to be the one to go and get it now. Another thing I've also noticed is that people aren't very aware of eating times and when it is appropriate times to eat. So I have been invited over to barbecues numerous times, and then I don't eat beforehand because I'm expecting to have a lot of food at the barbecue. So then I'll get to the barbecue at like 5 p.m. thinking that these people are rational thinking people and they will have the food done around 7 or 8 p.m. so we can all eat at a reasonable time. However, no, everybody at the barbecue ends up getting drunk and nobody actually puts a conscious thought into getting the food made. So then what ends up happening? We end up eating at 11 or 12 p.m. at the point where I'm basically starving and super irritated already because I haven't had any food. Then another thing that happens is when me and my friends go out, let's say we go hiking or whatever the case is, we go to the beach. I will bring some snacks for myself and I'll bring myself a water bottle because I know you need to remain hydrated. I'll say to my friends, make sure you bring snacks, make sure you bring a water bottle, but no, they don't. So what ends up happening? We're walking and hiking through the forest, nobody has snacks or water, and then they see me whip out my water. Oh, can I please have some of your water? So then I have to share my water with everyone. I end up not having any water because everybody else forgot their water. The same counts for snacks. I've had it numerous times where we'll go to the beach, for example, and I'll whip out my snacks because I'm getting hungry, and then nobody else thought of bringing snacks, and they all end up eating my snacks, which I don't mind sharing my snacks, but come on. Another thing that also grinds my gears is that I will tell people that they're going to be late because I can see they're not prioritizing their actions. So people will wait till the last minute to do something or to get something done. And the moment that last minute comes, what do? They ask me to help them. So I will tell them 2 hours ahead of the time, you need to get ready, you're gonna be late, these things need to be done. And they'll basically just ignore everything I say and think I'm just being highly strung. Then literally 20 minutes before the thing happens, they're freaking out because they don't get anything done, and then they come and ask me to help them, and they put pressure onto me to make sure that everything gets done for them before the time. This is one of the most frustrating things I've experienced as a Virgo. Another thing I've noticed is that Virgos are very, very aware of how they spend their money, and they're very good with budgeting. A lot of the times I've tried to assist my friends in budgeting or being a little bit more conscious and aware with their money. But no, they just go and spend it all on things they don't need and on unnecessary services and items. When I did warn them beforehand, don't spend your money on those things. Then what ends up happening is my friends run out of money and they ask me if they can borrow the money. I mean, come on, why didn't you just listen when we said don't spend your money on useless things? Another thing that keeps happening is I will see that my friends are interacting with people who have really bad intentions or who aren't good for them, and then I'll warn them against these people. I'll also see that they're getting into situations that aren't good for them and that are going to turn out badly, and I'll warn them against these situations. Yet then they don't listen to me, and what happens is at 4 a.m. I get a phone call from my exact friend that I warned against what was going on, asking me to help her get out of the situation. It's like, dude, if you just listened to me, you wouldn't even have been in the situation, and you wouldn't have even had to ask me for my help. And then the last thing is, we're always trying to save people from themselves. However, they don't see this. The amount of times I've told my friends that they're doing the wrong thing or they're going down the wrong path is countless. Yet they still do it, and then when they regret doing it, they come and ask for my help afterwards. I do think that most Virgos struggle with this, where they're really trying to help people, and they're really trying to prevent these situations where things go wrong and things go awry, yet nobody listens to them. And then when things do go wrong, it's up to the Virgo to fix things. Due to this, I do feel that being a Virgo is one of the most frustrating signs to be. The hyper-awareness we have is a blessing, but it's also a curse at the same time. Okay guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed my video on why I think it is frustrating to be a Virgo. If you guys have anything to add in the comments, please let me know. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see some more astrology content, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next time.